Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Truck and Talk. If you guys are new here, this is where I find the most interesting random stories on the internet and I just give my opinions and talk about them. I have two new stories for you guys, so let's go and get into things here. Alrighty, guys. So, the first story I'd like to talk to you guys about is a fire that occurred on Interstate 70 in Golden, Colorado. This just looks absolutely terrible. There's reported no injuries, which is very, very good. I can only imagine what happened here. It looks like it did start kind of in the back area or the front of the trailer here. There's a couple of things that I can imagine. I cannot tell if this is a reefer unit or not. But if it's a reefer unit, is a possibility that might have catch on fire. But I honestly cannot tell. It's so burnt to a crisp. There's also another thing which is probably a little bit more common. Unfortunately, in this story, it does not tell you exactly what happened, so I can only guess. But brake fires are really, really common. This is kind of Colorado. They might have been going through, kind of the mountains, and I probably could imagine this might also been, like a brake fire or something like that. Going down a hill too fast, and I'm not really sure. Yeah, this does look like a little bit of a incline here, so it might have been a brake fire. Most possible because the tires are just like gone. They're just even the rims. They're just not there anymore. So that's a good possibility of what this might have been. But looks like the eastbound lanes were diverted and they were shut down. I believe this was overnight here. So this is just like I said, it's not good. This is why you always have to look in your mirrors here. This driver probably realized he was on fire by looking in his mirrors, and he probably got out of that really, really quick. Actually, I can really tell because his door is just wide open. He probably got out of there as fast as he could. So I'm very, you know, thankful that nobody got hurt in this. So let's go ahead and move on to our next story here. Okay, so our next story here kind of involves the transportation jobs kind of plummet here. This has just, been an ongoing issue for quite some time now. Possibly for many, many years now. I think there's a lot of factors that are put into this. What causes this or whatnot. One of the biggest is yellow OTL tracking of them going bankruptcy, pretty much leaving close to probably about 30,000 employees, or more like 36,000 employees that were laid off, and it's something that it really does not help things at all. But in my opinion, I think Yellow has kind of put this on themselves here. They had the ability to find a deal that would work for their union workers here, and it just it seemed like they wanted to accept anything. This is by, kind of slowly what I've, watched videos and stuff like that. They had the opportunity and they just decided, that, they were going to go bankruptcy or they just wasn't happy with the deal. I don't think anyone really knows exactly what that was. Maybe the union workers might know, but, the Teamsters Union, kind of like president over there, has been really, really kind of strict and trying to get their, workers the best, deal that they can have. You've seen out there, with UPS and, how they almost went on strike because Teamsters are trying to, get a better deal for their, employees there, which, very much right. I think, for what I've seen and heard, UPS definitely deserves, a lot better benefits, a lot better raise. I heard, most of them weren't even full time. So, this is just, one of those things that are just not helping with the trucking industry at all. I think it really, it sounds like it started to go downhill when the FMCSA started to put all these regulations in. For example, I believe it was, the, driver logs and whatnot. There's a lot of guys out there that will not, you know, they won't run with the logs, having the mandatory or ELDs, they hate them and they walk out the door. Um, you know, I think there's been a lot of unnecessary regulations put involved. I think, the ELDs, they have, they're going the right way, try to make drivers safer. And a lot of companies would get away with, running their drivers, as much as they can get illegally or not. So, I think, that, you know, makes a little bit more sense to me, putting those EODs in and whatnot. But, of course, the old guys, they don't like them, and they walk out the door, of course, and just a lot of regulations that they've been trying to put in. A lot of drivers are just going to walk out the door because, like for example, the speed limiters. A lot of drivers, aren't going to like them and they're just going to walk out the door. So there's just many reasons. And also, when it comes to like pay and whatnot, the pay has really gone down in the trucking industry. It's not what it used to be. For what I've heard, a good decade ago, the trucking industry was a way to get to second class. It was a really good, pay, really good job to work for. But that has all been driven downhill, and a lot of drivers walk out the door. So, there's just many factors to this that, probably won't be, fixed anytime soon. But, it's just something that we're going to have to work with. It's just, you know, I don't think any of these stories are really ever going to go away. I don't see that being possible. But, we just have to wait and see, what future holds here. But, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. If you guys have any opinions on this or, want to put your 2 cents in, feel free to leave a comment. I'm always happy to interact and respond with you guys. So, like I said, I'm going to wrap things up and I will see you guys next time. Boy.